To Orlando, last day of the Summer League down there. Nets and MarShon Brooks taking on the Pacers, and boy, what a day he had. Lance Stevenson here drives, gets the reverse to go. Final seconds of the first quarter, the Nets, they don't take any time off. MarShon Brooks all the way down and beats the buzzer.
Nice shot.
Well done, young fella.
Third leading rookie scorer last year, too, Larry. I mean, this is a guy that knows how to put the ball in the hole. We're not talking about a guy who doesn't know what he's doing.
You know, he gave them some nice minutes, too. What a big surprise. Late first-round pick last year for the Nets. Lance Stevenson here. More for him. Hits the layup, but injures his hip on the play and hit the floor. Let's take one more look at this. Kind of a tough play.
Hope he's all right. I mean, let's be serious, though. How many years can you play Summer League? Lance Stevenson's been doing this for a long time now. He's a vet.
It's on his smartphone. Oh, time for Summer League. It's that time again. 19 points for Stevenson. That's Tornik Singela. He had 16 points. Second-round pick. More Brooks. He had 27 shot attempts. Nice move there. More field goal attempts than the other four Net starters combined. So he got his.
He's supposed to. That's what Summer League is for now. It's for your main guys to go down there, get shots up, do a little showboating. And, they eat first, everybody else eats second.
That's right. Orlando Johnson, nice slam there. Nice assist by Chris Kramer. 17 points for him. Brooks here ties the Orlando Summer League record with 34 points. Just abused Robert Vaden on that play. 90-77. The Nets getting the win. And some nice action here by a few of these players. Stevenson again with 19 points. Let's talk about Brooks, not just the 34 points, but also the 6 assists. We've talked so much about the Nets and Joe Johnson coming in. Did he have to kind of prove himself all over again this week?
Well, I don't think he had to prove himself so much, but he had to go down there and make sure everybody understood why every team that called the Nets talking trade wanted MarShon Brooks included. And I think you saw some of that in those highlights there. This is a guy who's a dynamic scorer who's going to play off the bench behind Joe Johnson. He's also going to be able to play some on the ball, on offense and give Darren Williams and Joe Johnson a breather. The most important thing for him, though, obviously, is to figure out his role on that team. Does he become the sixth man and he comes off the bench firing, trying to score, or does he come off the bench and trying to, become more of a facilitator for their second unit? It depends on how they fill that second unit out. But he's capable of doing both, and I think that's what you like about a guy like MarShon Brooks, that he's so versatile. He's got size, he can score, he can pass, he can do so many different things that you can use him basically anywhere in that backcourt.
Look at his numbers this week. 4 games with Brooklyn. Keep in mind, he was 0 for 10 in game 1, so that's 17 points per game is a bit deceiving. He actually had a much better week than that. Really a very nice week for Brooks.
Yeah, and I think that's what you want to see out of your big guys in Summer League. I know I was knocking Lance Stevenson, but you want to see your established players, your roster guys, you want to see them get in the Summer League and stick out in a crowd. You want to make sure they're the guys that are sticking out on that Summer League floor and proving why they belong on that regular season roster.
And he did that. Maybe the best guy down there all this week. How about the Sixers and the Pistons? Another look at Andre Drummond, the young man that is drawing so much attention, and rightly so. Sekou, he's so talented.
Yeah, I mean, tons of raw, talent. And, shot blocking ability is really, something that stands out about Drummond. He's going to have an interesting benefit this season with the Pistons. He's going to play next to one of the most fundamentally sound young big men in the league in Greg Monroe. So that means his positives, the things he does well, will really be highlighted. The shot blocking, running the floor, putbacks, dunks, all that stuff. It'll give him time to work on everything else because he won't have the responsibility of being their main low-post player. That job belongs to Greg Monroe.
Absolutely. You saw Devin Searcy there with the nice second and third effort. How about Kim English here for the 3? Nice swingman out of Missouri trying to show what he can do, the second-round pick. Scary moment here. Xavier Silas, the son of former NBAer James Silas. One more look at it. Solomon Jones going up for the block. Ooh. Silas gets hit in the head and left the game with a head injury. Not quite sure the extent of that. We certainly wish him well. Sixers doctors certainly will continue to monitor him in the weeks ahead. Yancey Gates here, the big man out of Cincinnati, knocking down the jumper. That's impressive for a 6'9", 290 guy to do that. And then Austin Day, maybe his last shot to try to show what he can do as a 6'11" swing man. I mean, he's sort of a tweener, I guess, still over there. But 71-67 Pistons getting the win here. English with 17 points, Day a double-double, 10 and 11. But let's talk a bit more, if we can, about Andre Drummond. This was a player that many thought would go in the top 3. Because of the questions of his motor, he fell. he could be a great steal for the Pistons, or one of those guys you say, well, he woulda, coulda.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely that chance that he doesn't develop and doesn't become the player that his talent dictates. But again, I think having to go head-to-head every day against a guy like Greg Monroe is going to bring that out of him. You know, Andre Drummond is going to have to play up a level, or he's going to be embarrassed every day, because Greg Monroe is going to come after you. You know, he's proved that he's going to be one of the young, you know, big men in the league that's coming up the next few years. He's going to force Andre Drummond to get to that level or get left behind. And, you know, in this league, the competitive nature in you comes out once you get in that, you know, fire pit every day. You're going to have to show that you can do it. I think the other part about Andre Drummond's game that really, you know, there's some question marks about is he has dominant ability, but he hasn't shown dominant stretches of play for long enough for anybody to be convinced that he's a franchise-type big man. So this is his chance to play with a little chip on his shoulder and show everybody that he is what, you know, we think his talent suggests he should be.
7-5 in 5 games with the Pistons down in Orlando this week. Stay with us. We've got more Summer League action coming up, but not Mr. October, Mr. July, possibly. Reggie Jackson bringing the thunder in Orlando when Game Time continues.